Big Daddy Jerry Cadorette has defeated Alex Cordeja in East vs West 14 to become the #1 contender against King Levan. Here's a power comparison of both of these gladiators before they enter the arena and start a war for the ultimate title of the super heavyweight champion of the world. The first category in which we compare these two is their inside game. The ultimate weapon Jerry possesses is his press. He's called the original dead wrist presser for a reason. Not many can come out when Jerry loses his wrist, bring his shoulder forward and sets them in a rock-solid press. You can ask Gennady Kvikvinia, Georgy Svetkov and Alex Cordeja if you don't believe me. Those who think Jerry doesn't have a hook must go and see Jerry vs Devin WAL 402. Jerry hooks the living daylights out of Larrett in that match. While Levan's hooking ability supersedes almost all of the super heavyweights with a considerable margin, his press is impressive as well, if not equally good. He takes this technique deeper and turns his arm and shoulder into an impregnable fortress. His pressing ability is equally proportional to his size and weight. Jerry gets 8 and Levan gets a solid 10 in this category. Let's test them outside on the table now. Jerry's outside game is literally non-existent. The closest Jerry ever went to a top roll was in a match against John Brzenk in 2010. Jerry cracks Brzenk's wrist and almost top rolled him with a mixture of press and side pressure. Levan possesses the upper body strength of a silverback gorilla. When he pulls back and turns his wrist for a top roll, there is no escape left for his opponents. His top roll is second to none in the sport. Jerry gets a 6 and Levan gets a perfect 10. The next category is side pressure. Levan is undoubtedly the king of side pressure in the heavyweight division. His application of this technique immediately after the ready go is highly effective and has proven to be deadly almost every time he executed it. Jerry, on the other hand, is more of a dragster who likes to defend more than attack. He applies side pressure only when he knows he is a level above than his opponent. Levan secures a 10 again and Jerry has to be contained with an 8 here as well. After side pressure comes shoulder press. Jerry and Levan both have a similar kind of shoulder press technique. The difference lies in the execution and timing. Jerry uses it to seal his victory after a long fought outside battle, whereas Levan rarely uses it, but when he does it to show his dominance. Jerry gets a 9 and Levan an 8. The next category is table IQ. Once Jerry settles to lose his wrist and solidifies his press, his table awareness is amazingly sharp. He precisely knows when to push and when to drag. Levan's table IQ is not that far behind though. Hence, an equal score for both of them, an intelligent 9. Now comes the experience. This one is a no-brainer. There is a 16-year difference between them, so Jerry gets a 10, whereas Levan, with an impeccable winning streak, gets a shining 9 here. Wrist is the next one, and we all know how incredibly strong Levan's wrist control is. His ability to contain any attack within his wrist flexion is unnatural and immensely powerful. His match with Dave Chaffee is an example of Levan's superior wrist containment. Jerry's wrist is also not very far, but his style requires him to lose it more than to use it. Still, he gets an impressive 7 against Levan's another 10. Hand control is the next category, and we can come to a unanimous decision that Levan is the supreme overlord of this category. The numerous options Levan displays while handling an attack is otherworldly sometimes. Jerry is very close contender for this one, but his hand control requires him to lose his hand. thus creating a contradiction. He gets a solid 8 against Levan's perfect 10. The next category is explosiveness. Jerry loves to test his ground with long, tiring battles, while Levan finishes off his opponents quickly and effectively. Therefore, he gets 9 and Jerry an 8 on this one as well. The last but not at all the least is endurance. Jerry is a lactic acid freak, whereas Levan needed extra oxygen when Hermes stopped him in every round of their epic encounter. I am not going to explain why Jerry is getting a 10 and Levan gets a 7 in this category. Overall, Levan gets 92 and Jerry gets 83 out of 100. Levan wins the battle of cards here, but can he win the war ahead? Only time will tell. If you like my content and love arm wrestling, then like, share and subscribe. Keep healthy, keep hustling. This is Nitin Vats signing off.